Okay guys, so let's jump straight into it. I've got the shade 11 and Fenty Beauty actually suggests the shade 11 for people that are around 290 or 300, and I feel like I'm a combination of those two shades in the other foundations. If I'm slightly a little bit more tanned, then I'll go for 300. If I'm a bit more of my paler self, then I'll go for 290. And where I haven't been really in the sun for a whole year, I haven't been away or anything like that, got a tan, I'm sitting more on the 290 side at the minute. But in terms of the Eaze Drop foundation, because there are less shades and they're more flexible sort of shades, you can be either 290 or 300 and use shade 11. So that's what I'm going to apply, and where I've swatched it on my hand, I feel like this is the right shade for me. So I'm going to give it a good shake. I actually really like the packaging. It's really cute. It's a nice size, perfect for your makeup bag, and the lid just screws off and you've got this sort of squeezy tube applicator at the top. My skin is actually quite scarred and red today. I had one of those days where I couldn't help but pick my skin. Yeah. And it's showing. So I just want to see how well this covers it up. I don't expect this to be full coverage or anything like that, but I still want to see how much coverage I can get out of this Eaze Drop blurring skin tint. It's a skin tint. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and just... Ooh, I was expecting it to like drip down my face and it hasn't done so. This is not bad. So I've squeezed out a fair amount on both sides, and I'm gonna go in with the Fenty Beauty foundation brush. You can use whatever you want. You can use your hands, you can use a sponge, but I like to use my brushes most of the time, so that's just what I'm gonna do. The shade is actually really spot on. It is the most perfect sort of neutral, warm tone. I actually really like the shade of this. Bear in mind, guys, this is the first time I'm trying this, so this is like a first impressions. I actually really like that. It's super lightweight. I feel like it's covered up a lot of the redness and some of this scarring that I had here on this side of my face. Obviously, this is a really deep scar here, but it's still done a good job. Like, I'm quite surprised. It actually looks like your skin, but better. Let's get it on this side. Look how beautiful this is. The shade is, I just can't get over how good this shade is. Like, the shade is better than the other foundations even. This is like perfect. Like, I wouldn't even need to mix it with anything, and it really quickly blends out in no time. I mean, that's that, isn't it? Guys, this skin tint is no joke. I feel like Fenty know exactly what they were doing. They know that, I mean, of course they do. It's Fenty Beauty. But they know that everyone's been locked up for a year. They know that, you know, people are wearing a little less makeup. Maybe the full coverage thing just isn't it at the moment. I know, speaking for myself, that I much prefer wearing light makeup, but I still want to look like perfected. I want to look like myself and polished, just not full coverage anymore. And this is doing it. Like, I would actually, just depending on how this wears throughout the day, I would actually wear this skin tint like to an Indian wedding, to a function, like still do glam eyes and all the rest of it, but keep the skin effortlessly flawless with less product. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm still gonna go in with full coverage concealer because you know we can't stop that, but this is just absolutely beautiful. So this is one layer of it, and I think I'm gonna go in with a teeny bit more, and the shade is everything. The shade is really everything. I can't believe I'm this blown away and it looks this good. I didn't think it was gonna be this good, because skin tints scare me, you know, because I like coverage, but I didn't want it to look or feel heavy. And let me just come in close so you can see what it looks like on my skin. It's so nice, like honestly beautiful. It just looks like your skin, but better. I don't look like I've got any makeup on. Obviously, I've got no concealer, nothing in my brows. It's making my skin look way more flawless. I think let's go in with a little bit more just to see if it's buildable. So I'm just gonna take a little bit extra only in my T-zone, because I think there's no need to build it up on my cheeks. Now, I am using a dense brush, and this is the Fenty foundation brush, as I mentioned. So this could be helping sort of pack on slightly more coverage, but it really is just blending out in absolutely no time. Like, it actually is really buildable. Like, where are my scars? Where's that redness gone? I'm amazed. I think this would also be really nice on mature sort of aging skin, because sometimes I find that foundations can be quite heavy. So something like this is going to be way better. Wow. Okay, so that scar has practically gone. And I'm not even mad at that staying. The scar here is practically gone. The scar on my nose is gone. The redness has gone. I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe it. Like, genuinely, this is probably the best skin tint I've ever come across. I love it. Oh my God. So this is what it looks like up close. Now I am expecting it to sort of crease around my mouth, just because it is a skin tint. It's a lighter product, so it might have a bit more slip and movement to it. I'm gonna do the rest of my makeup and then pop back to tell you a little bit more about the product. Okay guys, 2 hours later, I am back. It's been about two and a half hours, only because I actually had an event to attend and then I got really hungry and I needed to eat. And then I was filming a TikTok. So here we are, makeup on, and I'm going to tell you a bit about the foundation. And also, I mean, 2 hours later, this is what it looks like. It's not even a foundation, the skin tint. I've noticed that there's just a slight bit of cracking just around my mouth, but this literally always happens with me, always. And where this is like a skin tint and it's not necessarily like a full coverage foundation, I'm not surprised that it's done that. I was expecting it to do that, and to be fair, it's not done it as badly as I thought it would. So yeah, and considering I didn't apply any concealer underneath this skin tint, I didn't apply anything to sort of cover up any of my discoloration, scarring, nothing like that. This is not that bad. And also, I didn't even use a primer. I didn't use a primer either. So, wow, this is actually not that bad. What the? How can I forget a primer? But let me get into telling you about this product. It comes in 25 shades, which I believe is half of what the other foundations are. So the other foundations, I think there's 50 shades. I think so. The reason there are 25 shades in this range, because it is a sheer product, it doesn't necessarily have to be the exact match. But I have to say, this product is genuinely the exact match of my skin. It's absolutely perfect. Look, it just blends into my neck perfectly as well. Like, love the shade. So on Fenty's website, it says that it's a blurring skin tint that delivers smooth, instantly blurred skin in just a few easy drops. They're really focusing on how much this sort of blurs your skin, almost giving you that slight, effortless airbrush finish, I would say, but like a toned down one, bit more real airbrush version. And I have to say, I can agree with that. Like I said, when I first put it on, I felt like it was my skin, but better. And yeah, I felt like there was blur, and I still do. I have obviously powdered my skin. I've done the rest of my makeup the way I would normally do my makeup, just so I can see how it wears throughout the day based on how I would normally do my makeup. I don't want to do anything too different or too drastic, and then I won't get true results. So yeah, it says on here that it evens out your complexion and gives you a flattering blurred effect. It definitely did even out my complexion. And like I said before, considering I had quite bad scars here, a lot of redness today, it completely evened out my skin tone, and it just made my complexion look way more flawless. It says that it has a buildable light to medium long wear coverage, and I can definitely agree. We saw it with one layer and it looked beautiful, and then we built it up to a medium coverage and it looked even better. I don't know, not even better. It still looked just as good. It does say it's a long wear coverage. It doesn't say how long. You know, some foundations these days are saying 24 hours, this, that. This doesn't necessarily say how long, but it is saying it's long wearing. And to be fair, it's been about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and we're still looking pretty flawless. So it's all good. Let's see how we go throughout the day. They've mentioned blur in their bullet points, or like just in their description, probably about 4 times. So they are really going for it with this blurring effect, or diffused effect as they're calling it. But they are also saying that this quick blur complex is hydrating. I definitely don't feel like it's drying out my skin. It doesn't feel like refreshing hydrating. It just feels nice, like just a nice product on the skin. It doesn't feel like anything crazy hydrating, but I guess with whatever is in the product is probably hydrating my skin. It has a smooth texture that layers well with primer and skincare, and it definitely does have a really nice smooth texture, and I feel like this would work really well on its own, mixed in with other products, alone on top of skincare, or perfect even with a primer. So yeah, I think it's quite a flexible product, even in terms of how you could use it, not just in terms of its shade. They've also said that it applies well with fingers or a brush, and I've definitely seen a few people use this with their fingers and just sort of rubbing it into the skin, and I think it still goes on really nicely like that. I personally don't like using my fingers with anything. I just hate that mucky finger feeling. So a brush is good for me, and like you saw earlier, I used a dense brush to get more coverage out of it. If you use a fluffier foundation brush, you're going to get a lighter coverage. It will spread around a bit more, but that's not to say that it won't go on really nicely either. So yeah, either one is fine. And then it also says it's humidity, sweat and transfer resistant formula. Is it transfer resistant? That's pretty transfer resistant. I mean, nothing came off. It doesn't feel sticky. It doesn't feel like I have anything on. It doesn't, yeah, it's like, it doesn't feel like anything. So I genuinely have no complaints at this moment in time. It looks really good. I haven't even set it with a setting spray. I haven't put anything on it other than my normal makeup, and I really love it. Like, I really, really love it. So let's see how we go throughout the day. I want to see how long wearing this is. I am going to keep in mind that it is a skin tint. And I don't know, for me personally, I just have slightly lower expectations for products like this, because I feel like they're more everyday sort of wear. They're more no makeup sort of wear. So yeah, I kind of expect a teeny bit less than I would from like a full coverage foundation, or generally a foundation, because this is meant to be sort of light wear. I still want it to look beautiful throughout the day, so I will check back with you. But for now, this is where we're at, and I'm really pleased. Okay guys, it is bedtime. I am ready to take my makeup off and go to sleep. But before I do that, I was like, I need to check in with you guys and let you know how this makeup is holding up, basically. I'm gonna have a closer look at what's going on, and wow, this looks good. Oh my God. I was not expecting this at all. I'm gonna come in closer so you can see for yourself. I mean, we've got a teeny bit of creasing or cracking here, but that happens with every freaking foundation. I don't care how much I powder it, it happens. It's me. I'm the problem, okay? So whatever. This looks amazing. This side, my usual, and I thought this was gonna happen, but I thought that this was gonna happen like way worse than it actually has. Like, I'm talking about the creasing and the crack right here. That's me. It's me again. And it's really not that deep. Like, it's not that bad. The rest of my face looks really good. I'm starting to get slightly oily here on my nose, and it's been about, I wanna say 6 hours. So this is really, really good. Like, really good. And for a skin tint, like, it's just a light skin tint, and the coverage is insane. My skin looks like it's glowing. Yeah, it's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I will say that, I mean, I get really oily around here. I didn't realize how oily I get around here until recently. Wow. Okay. Okay, because since I've started realizing how oily I get around my nose, I think after about 10 hours, I'm going to say, because if I give it another 2 hours, I probably still won't have separation. At about the 10-hour mark, I might start to get separation, or this is going to look really greasy just around here. But I mean, for a skin tint, your everyday wear, this is really good. This is long wearing. And bear in mind, like, I haven't topped up, I haven't powdered on top, I haven't like tried to press away any of the oil. And if I was wearing this out all day, I could do all of that. You know, I could just manage it by taking a little powder brush and just going over it, and I'd be, you know, back to normal again, and I could buy myself some more time. So this is amazing. Like, for a skin tint, coverage is beautiful. I am majorly impressed. And I have to say, for the summer, you know them, I never know what to wear in the summer because sometimes I want to wear makeup, because I do, because there are days when my skin looks like crap and I want to cover up my skin, but I don't want to go in with foundation because it all just gets a bit much and then I get carried away and then we end up being full coverage. This is the answer to my prayers. And no, I know there are CC creams out there, but the CC creams, like, they just don't have the coverage. Do you know what I mean? Like, this is your perfect in-between product. This has got coverage. It is lightweight. It feels lightweight. It stays put. It's beautiful, like genuine. And it was actually a really warm day today. So the fact that it's stayed put as well with the warmth is really good. Like, I am majorly impressed with this. Like, it's the answer to my summer makeup press. And the shade hasn't changed a single bit. Absolutely nailed the shade 11, just to mention it again. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it there, guys, because I am super happy with this. It's a thumbs up from me. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up if you did enjoy it, if you like my reviews. Let me know in the comment section if you're going to be buying this skin tint, and if there's anything else you want me to review, leave it down below in the comment section. Hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out on any of my upcoming videos. Get me on the gram, get me on TikTok, listen to my podcast, What Would the Aunties Say? And thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you all in my next video. Mwah.